Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMP Finance, where we make long and short-term investing simple. Before we start with today's analysis, I'd like to make a very important announcement that I will no longer be referring to our profit and loss chart in the percentage off the chart. Now, I am a leverage trader. I highly recommend leverage trading if you have the money for it. If you are comfortable trading leverage, I definitely recommend it. It's a very helpful tool, and it helps me, pick up on these small little wins here and really capitalize off them. So if you are comfortable, that is definitely something that I recommend. And that being said, I will start using the leverage figures now when we start talking about P&L. So before this, if we were talking about my P&L, I believe that we were at about something like 24%, and that's just off the percentage of the chart. But I'm very proud, and this is something that I also don't want to hide to, because I'm very proud of this fact that years to date, we've actually made 98.6% trading the NASDAQ here. This is before all our other stocks, and we're currently beating the S&P by, let's see, 98.6 plus 4.5, call it 103.1%. So that is something I'm very proud of. You would have doubled your money compared to what the NASDAQ is doing right now, or the S&P is doing right now, if you were just, an average trader and just holding long term. So I'm very proud of that fact, and that's definitely something that I will be continuing doing, talking about the leveraged figure. Now, let's get into our analysis. I just want to thank you very much, guys. Actually, before we do that, I want to thank you guys very much for trusting me. And again, not trusting me with your money, because I don't manage your money, but just trusting in me as a mentor, right? There are so many channels you could watch on YouTube, but I find it very compelling that you took your time to, stick around with me. And that goes to all the Discord members as well, that you, in that case, yeah, you did, risk that money. And I hope that it paid off very well for you. And I'm very happy and very proud of you guys for taking that step, that leap of faith into the unknown. And again, we're going to continue winning like we have been for the past 5 months here. And I have no doubt that the market, as the market either rises or drops, we're going to stay consistent in beating the S&P. So that is the goal for this channel. Now let's get into our analysis here. Today, we finally got this touch of the 20,000 support line here. This is a very clean touch, and again, this is a very significant support and resistance. We see that we've had previous all-time highs here. We've had a lot of very clean touches off of this line as well. So obviously, this is going to be a big section in the chart where you can look for some monumental take profits and stop losses and so on and so forth, right? So we have this breakout of this falling resistance here, and guys, this is so simple. This is so simple here. We had this breakout, we went for it, we bought at a price that was lower than the candle open, and from there we just shot up to take profit there in just a matter of days, about a week there. So I'm very happy with that trade there. As of the breakout and what's next to come, if you're looking for the bullish scenario, we're just keeping in touch with this support line over here. This is going to be your key support line, and it's more statistically possible that we will reach a new all-time high before we reach a new lower low after this significant breakout here. So that is what you're looking out for. If you're looking to be bullish, you can place your trade now, or you can wait for a test of the support line again and have a little bit of a safer entry there. From there, you are either looking for all-time highs, and if that's a little bit too much of you, you can wait for us to touch this 20,700 support line over here. Now, this has also been a very key support and resistance line, because this is a previous all-time high that we had in 2024, and it's also kept us in this range for a few months here in the later half of 2024 as well. So that is what you're looking for. The bearish scenario is going to be very simple. You're either waiting for a break of this support line over here, and if you want a little bit more confirmation, you can wait for a break of this support line over here at 18,200, and from there you are looking for a push all the way back down to 17,000 here, or another leg lower. But if we do get a break of this in the daily candle, you are looking for a move down to 17,000 over there. So that is what you are looking out for on the NASDAQ here. Now let's take a look at AMD. AMD had some pretty exciting price action, and even though we did look like we got a bearish rejection off of this moving average here, or off this psychological number of 100, I still think this is a very good sign. The reason being, we have this higher high pattern here, and I believe that this could be a very good spot for AMD to bottom at. We broke through resistance, and right here, this is again just a retest of this. I believe that in a couple days from now, we will be able to push through the 100 the 100 support or resistance, and from there we can start to move higher all the way up to this falling resistance over here, which has been in play for quite a while here, actually, since early 2024. So you can look to take profit over there, or if you are a long-term investor and you're trying to shoot for the stars, go for that 160 to all-time high range. But AMD, it's not my favorite stock when it comes to all the chip making, but they are pretty solid. They're still the third biggest in GPUs, and I do believe that once the market starts rallying, like we're seeing NVIDIA rally and like we're seeing TSM rally, I think that AMD will get a little bit of a piece of the pie there, and you can get a little bit of a move from AMD too. But yeah, that is what I'm looking out for. So just wait for a break of that 100 support line. Let's take a look at Apple over here, and we're still above the support line over here as well. We had some clean touches, and that is something I'm looking out for, another touch of that support line if you haven't gone to a trade and then you're just entering in and buying in after. But we're still above all our significant supports here that keep us bullish, so you can keep an eye out for Apple to move higher. And speaking about moving higher, we still have a 22% move up until we reach all-time highs again. So that is very exciting, you know, buying these stocks at such a discounted price. Let's keep a look at Google over here. Now, if I were to, not saying that I recommend it, but if I were to put all my eggs in one basket and buy one security specifically, it would definitely be Google without hesitation. Reason being, you have a top 7 stock, blue chip stock, that deals with technology, that is a pillar in infrastructure and in technology and people's everyday use, right? You have a lot of fantastic earnings report. Like, look at this earnings over here, beat by 40%. That is fantastic. And not only that, but if you took a look at how much it fell over here, looking at our all-time highs, see that it fell 21% here, and you'll be able to catch a fantastic trade to the upside of, let's see here. Oh, sorry, wrong tool. Of, let's see, about 28%. So that is very exciting to me. And again, the PE ratio is super, super low. It's under 25. So it's a no-brainer, right? You have this bottoming pattern of Google as well. And the thing that I like about Google's chart too is that the support is not overly aggressive. You have a support that's looking like this, and this is a very sustainable way that we can reach an all-time high. And this is a trend that I really do like. So that is what I'm looking out for on Google. It's very simple, either touch at the support line and then continuation higher. But when it comes to long-term trading, this is definitely a stock that you want to be keeping an eye on. Microsoft, huge day today. Holy shit, look at this gap. This is insane. They had earnings, and let's see how much they beat earnings by. 7.3%, that's pretty good. Surprise, 2.4, that's not bad. But again, that's crazy. I'm so glad that, you know, we bought into Microsoft when we did, and you would have received that message in the Discord server as well. But it's opened up a huge gap in the chart that we may come back down to fill before we reach all-time highs. But Microsoft, again, I'm very bullish of, and we do have a dividend coming soon for that as well, so keep an eye on that. NVIDIA, let's take a look real quick. And again, we are reaching all these stocks today. They've reached a very significant resistance line as well. So I'm very optimistic that it's going to be just a couple days, maybe a week, where we continue to that next leg higher, and we reach another resistance line along the way. So for NVIDIA here, as soon as we break this 113, you can be looking to take profit around this 128 mark over here. Now I think that's very possible there, and it's a pretty significant support line over there. But just like Google, it has a fantastic take profit as well, where you can move up 37% to the all-time high. NVIDIA is super discounted, and of course it's the biggest in terms of market cap, the biggest chip making stock, right? So I don't see a reason not to buy these. Again, yeah, the market is dipped, but everything is dipped, and it's not that it's a flawed company. It's just that it was macro environmental trends that were impacting the stock market, and everything got hit again. So I'm very bullish on these top 7 stocks over here. And again, as long as you follow the charts and you're not overly biased and you are making smart decisions, I have no doubt that you will become on top, just like how we are in the Discord community. But that's going to be a wrap for today. We're currently up 103% compared to the S&P 500, which is completely absurd just saying it. But that doesn't mean that we're at the end of the rope. We're just getting started here. There's going to be so many more trades. As we can see in the NASDAQ, I mean, we're not even close to all-time highs yet. There's still a lot of room and a lot of movement in the market for us to capitalize on. So if you are interested in becoming a more profitable trader or just improving your skills, come take a look at that link in the description, wap.com/tnp-finance. And from there, you'll be able to get access to our Discord community where we have trade alerts for all the trades that I take, including take profit, stop loss, and risk size as well. And then we also have free trading sessions for you as well. And you can ask me any questions you want, hot stock picks, you name it, we have it going on. So come take a look at that. And yeah, until tomorrow, I'll make another video and I will see you guys then. Peace out, y'all. Take care.